Once I got my email offering me the role as a uniform distribution volunteer, I didn't know how to celebrate because I knew everybody else was waiting to hear back as well. I can't dim my light and muffle my success because other people are not where I'm at. That's just not how it works, right? Sometimes you being your biggest cheerleader helps motivate somebody else out there. Hey, so I am your girl Simplee Bree, and I wanted to discuss with you my beginning journey with FIFA as a volunteer with the World Cup in Atlanta. So I first started with, of course, applying when I heard that they were going to be mainly hosting in Atlanta. I went to the website, looked for volunteer. I am a big advocate for volunteering and giving back to the community. And so I did apply. I will be 100% honest with you. Was I serious about applying? No, I wasn't. And simply because I knew that it was going to be a commitment. And I just did not know how much time I truly could commit to this process. But I still applied and I am glad that I did so. So I applied around October, November or so. And, I went through the process up until we got to the interview. So once we got to the interview, I was just having cold feet. Like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, what if I can't follow through? I don't want to take this opportunity away from someone else who could, put in the time and the work. And so I remember talking to some coworkers at work one day and, they helped me realize like, hey, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Don't pass this by. Like, what's wrong with you? And I figured it out like if it was meant to be, it's meant to be, right? So let's just go through. So I go through and I do the interview. Shout outs to Shikari. She was the one who interviewed me. And I ended up getting an email, I want to say towards the end of January, offering one of the roles that I had selected. Now, backing up some, during this time when I was waiting to hear back, I found myself on Instagram, on Facebook, reading the comments, reading the posts, riding the waves of nervousness with everyone else. And it was like, what if I don't get selected? Right? And it's weird because it's like at the beginning, I was just like, whatever. But as I went through the process and actually did the interview and began to get psyched up about it, it was like, I am looking forward to this opportunity. So once I got my email offering me the role as a uniform distribution volunteer, I didn't know how to celebrate because I knew everybody else was waiting to hear back as well. So it was like I didn't want to post online that I got it because, I just didn't want to be that person. But at the same time, I can't dim my light and muffle my success because other people are not where I'm at. That's just not how it works, right? Sometimes you being your biggest cheerleader helps motivate somebody else out there. After the interview, after getting the role assignment, the next step was hurry up and wait. So we had to wait again. And what we were waiting for was orientation. So orientation probably came by like a month or two later. And it was cool, to see all of those people from Atlanta or in Atlanta all going through the same exact roller coaster of emotions, right? We were up, we were down, and Stephanie. Shout outs to Stephanie. Stephanie has been riding this wave with me, and I think that she is still waiting to hear back from. So, according to the text message or message, she was still waiting to hear back. So, I'm going to reach out to her and see if she heard anything. But everybody was riding the waves, and we were talking about how we were waiting and hoping and praying and things like that. And so we went through orientation. Some people were still like upset because of the role that they got wasn't what they actually wanted. Once again, this is an opportunity where you just have to be thankful for that opportunity and, look at it as more to come, right? So after orientation, so once you have your shoes, Like I said, you want to walk around, make sure that you're comfortable in them because it's pretty hard to swap out your shoes once you have left. You can probably swap out a shirt before you can swap out shoes. And plus, shoes are just hard to come by. So once you have gotten your shoes, they push you through to the checkout. This is where you will meet people like myself. Now, to make that process easier and quicker, we always ask that volunteers, those who are coming to get the uniforms, go ahead and take a seat and look for your number on the monitor, because once your number is called, that means that we have your bag, you have your shoes, and we can go ahead and start the process. It's very simple. So when I get your bag, I basically unload the bag onto the desk and I turn everything where the the label itself that's attached to the clothing is face up. I don't scan the sticker that's on the bag. I scan the tag that's on the actual item. We also review those sizes and we advise you, hey, look at the monitor and check the sizes as we scan them to ensure that they are the right sizes that you asked for. This is where it makes it easier for us to catch an issue or an error before you go home with mixed match clothing. Right. So I have heard how people have gone home and the shirt says large on the bag, but then on the actual item, it says a medium. And now they got to come all the way back. I get that. This is why we advise look at the monitor and also take a couple of minutes once you're done. Sit down, go back through the items and make sure they're the sizes that fit you, that you're comfortable with, because you are the one that has to wear them. I come from behind. I am very interactive. Okay. So if you've come to the Atlanta pickup location and you go through checkout and you see me, you know, I'm very interactive. So if you're contemplating on whether you need to get a large or extra large shirt and you got big boobs, pardon my frankness, but if you got big chest, I'm going to come around and I'm going to show you, honey, listen, this is an extra large. This is what it looks like. If you're top heavy, you're going to want something bigger because some shirts may shrink when you wash them. So we have to keep that. You got to be mindful of that, right? Some of the shirts may shrink with the pants. Listen, 3X may sound big. Let me come around. Okay, you see I got a little junk in the trunk. So this is what the 3X looks like. So if you got more junk in the trunk than me, honey, don't try to squeeze into an extra large. Don't do that. Go ahead and get the 3X. Get the 2X depending on how thick you are. But you want to be able to move around. You don't want something that's tight on you like scrubs at the hospital, right? You want to be comfortable because you're going to be in the heat. You're going to be moving around. You want to be comfortable, right? Get the size that's comfortable for you. Not cute, comfortable. Right. So once I scan all of the items in, I'm double checking to make sure that, you know, the system is registering it. I'm double checking to make sure that, hey, this is the size that you want. Are you sure? I have no problem going in the back and swapping them out. One thing that you guys have had a lot of questions about during pickup is you cannot have multiple sizes for the t-shirts. You get 4 shirts. All 4 shirts are going to be the same size. I'm sorry, we can't swap out shirt sizes. It's unfortunate, but this is just the way that it goes, right? What else do you guys have questions about in regards to the clothes? Like I said, if the shoes don't fit when you're there and you leave and you come back, you might have a little bit of challenge trying to swap them out. If they do not have your size, this is going to be a hard one. If they don't have your size, let's say you wanted 2X and they don't have 2X and you go 3X, can you swap them back out later? You're going to want to speak to your team lead about that in the group chat because your team lead is going to be the one to say yes or no, and if that's possible or not, right? Breeze passes. The Breeze passes for Atlanta. The Breeze pass comes with 8 round trips. So that's 16 rides. 16 rides, okay? So that's either on the train or you can take the bus. Whatever you're comfortable with. Now, I will tell you what I have been doing. If you are in the uniform distribution role and you're down by the Omni Hotel, that, what is it, red or ruby parking deck, after a certain time, that arm is up. So if you go in and you get your ticket, and let's say you're working your shift, you go in there and you get your ticket, chances are when you get off your shift, that arm is up, honey. That's free parking. That's free parking for you. Okay. You definitely want to use the MARTA if it's convenient for you versus driving. I am definitely going to try to figure out how to use the MARTA before the matches start because I know parking's going to be crazy. They just had MumuCon here this past weekend, and today is the 25th. So I'm talking 23rd and 24th. I paid $35 for parking. Okay, simply because MumuCon was here. So imagine once we start the matches, parking's gonna be crazy again. Traffic's gonna be crazy. Learn the MARTA. This is why they give you the Breeze Pass. In addition to that, if you volunteer, because it's good for eight shifts, if you decide to volunteer beyond that and you need another card, you go to your team lead, and your team lead should be able to issue another card. Any other questions that you guys may have down that I have not yet covered, put them down in the chat and I will make a video trying to address some of the questions in each video. So once we give you the items, you also get a volunteer experience card. Definitely download the app. I believe it's Memory. So it's MEM .re. That is going to have a lot of information regarding upcoming events, matches, interactive map for the stadium and the surrounding areas. It's going to have a lot of important information, so you definitely want to download the app. Let's see. And then your patches. You have 4 patches. You have 2 large patches and 2 small patches. One patch can go on your fanny pack, another patch can go on your shirt, and then another patch can go on your jacket on the sleeve. So you get a total of 4 patches. And there's some hygiene products. Listen, FIFA is saying there is no reason why you should smell unkept during this period. Okay. So they've included deodorant, they've included body wash, and they've included soap. I'm sorry, not soap, lotion. So you shouldn't be looking and smelling unkept. And it's for men and women. So definitely take advantage of that. Once we package everything up, we get your signature to confirm, hey, everything looks good, you're on your way. The whole trip itself should take less than 20 minutes. It's all based on you. Okay. So I would say dress comfortably, right? Dress maybe some light leggings, a sports bra, tank top, because you're going to be getting in and out of these clothes. And keep in mind, if you wear those type of articles, then imagine how much more room you're going to have in the actual clothes when you put your uniform on, right? That's it. That's all I got. So if you have not already done so, go ahead and download the FIFA Volunteer app. You can communicate with your team, your squad. I'm with the uniform distribution team. Shout outs to y'all. And, you can get as much information as possible. I am available for questions. Drop them down below. I am not an official FIFA employee. I am a FIFA volunteer, and I'm just here trying to share my knowledge. All right. So I appreciate you guys rocking with me. As always, definitely be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Feel free to follow me across all social media at I am Simplee Bree. Go ahead and like this video wherever you are. Give me a follow, give me a subscribe, whatever it is that you must do. And until next time, I appreciate you guys. Take care. Bye.